I think a lot of dudes would agree that dating today feels more superficial, unforgiving, and honestly discouraging.
How tall are you?
4'11".
So how tall do you want your man to be?
At least 6 foot.
6 foot?
Yes.
And you're 4'11"?
Yeah.
With the rise of AI influencers, OnlyFans culture, BBL normalization, and all this extra noise, a lot of young men don't even know what they actually want anymore, or whether we should all just join the other team. I always believe an easy way to figure out what you want in life is to first think about what you don't want. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the 4 different types of women that you shouldn't date. Blah. Okay, so first up, we got entitled woman.
Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
There's nothing wrong
I
with
will die.
that. Maybe we're not right for each other. So, respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Entitled woman. These are the type of women that believe men should match their value as women with money, effort, and attention, while they hold themselves under no obligation to exchange anything meaningful in return. Not even effort or middle school affection like holding hands in public. And somehow, some of y'all still going. Like, maybe it's some type of freaky fetish sort of thing y'all got going on.
Punish me, madam. Please punish me.
And in that case, do you, brother. But for the dudes that are genuinely on a waiting list in hopes that one day she's gonna finally take you serious or give you a crumb of genuine affection, back it up, bro.
Okay. I love boba. I love boba. I love boba. No, I don't love boba. Okay. Sorry.
14.
Mind you, these women will actually be on the same level or honestly even lower than the average dude in all important dating aspects, but would have the craziest expectations as if you were extremely wealthy.
My mom is kind of homeless.
They really come through wanting you to drop $300 on a first date, pay their bill before you can even pronounce their name right, or pay for everything, to be honest. Even for their friends played who they decide to bring on your very first date. Nah, bro, just go back to the fucking tournament arc before you ever deal with this type of woman. The only time I ever see niggas bouncing back from this is when it gets so bad, it factory resets all their stats and they decide to drop some skill points on self-respect for the next playthrough. Number 2 on the list is actually kind of similar to entitled woman, but might be better or worse depending on who you ask.
So I can look at it now? You want me to
No, show them, bro.
That bitch tough. Damn.
Can I see?
Damn.
The gold digger. Now this right here is a hood classic, bro. What makes gold diggers different from entitled women is that gold diggers actually have some to offer, gang. This type of woman usually gives you attention, affection, sexual access, and status amongst other men. All in exchange for financial benefits and or funding of an extravagant lifestyle. They typically move with a lot more finesse and don't just pick random dudes who work at Walmart to make their victims, bruh. Nah, they pretty much scope out niggas that look like they got bad bread and talk them out of they Gucci Louis V boxer briefs. And the worst part, they usually bad as fuck, bro. Like, I'm the type of nigga that don't really even fuck with makeup on my girl. But a top tier gold digger would dead have me happily waiting all night for her to get ready before we pop out, just for me to lick her foundation residue off the bathroom counter. We is not making it to no damn Chris Brown concert. The problem is that you get so mesmerized by these seductive women that you dead convince yourself that she's actually worth the crazy expenses to maintain her. So for my fellas who are genuinely breaded up and got it like that, but looking for something real, lock in, bro. I know it's a lot, but you gotta fight that gang. Golly. Next up is truly not just one of the worst type of women you could ever date, but probably the worst type of woman you could ever meet, bro. In my opinion, they are second only to the last player built on the lineup. Misandrist. A misandrist is a person, typically a woman, who harbors contempt, prejudice, or hatred towards men. Now, I've noticed that it's becoming a growing trend on social media to cosplay this particular kind of woman.
My problem is that I hate men, you know? But like, I love men. But like, I hate men. But like, I love men.
And to keep it a band, most of the girls who are doing that are literally just dick riding that shit because they genuinely think it's funny, trendy, or some quirky personality trait to add to their Discord server intros, bro. And it's honestly all just performative as fuck, but nah. Actual misandrists are the real demons, my nigga. They not hating on men because of some extreme feminist cult movement on TikTok. Nah, they dead really hate niggas, bro. Like, they're the type to label you as one of the good ones if you ever manage to get past their all-NBA defense, but would literally still condemn your entire existence. It's gonna be bittersweet for the most part because even when y'all chillin', if there's any minor inconvenience or opportunity to tie you being a man to something negative, she's gonna take it almost every time, bro.
You were always just a motley crew anyway.
Huh? We're, motley what?
You are pathetic.
She gonna be saying real shit under her breath like, men are so stupid, man can't do anything right, man ain't shit. The sweet part only lingers as long as you're providing, agreeing, and keeping her happy, gang. But if you piss her off in the slightest, that's when you get to see how she really feels about you and men in general, bro. All of a sudden you're getting betrayed, berated, and belittled, all at an existential level. Don't waste your time on someone who literally hates you, bro. At the very bottom of the list, and I mean you would have to be beyond down bad to ever deal with this chick. What makes this particular kind of woman so dangerous is that if you're not really that experienced with dating, you most likely won't be able to detect them because they usually reveal their true forms after you're dating. And if that's the case, nigga, stop dating them.
あなたのお名前は
マキマ。
マキマさん。好きな男のタイプとかあります？
デンジ君みたいな人。
デンジか。
Manipulators. Now I'm using manipulators as an umbrella term, but let it be known that there are multiple variants and combinations of playstyles when it comes to this type of group of women, but all have the same goal: to control you. Okay, so you have the gaslighter variant. Gaslighting is basically when someone tries to make you doubt your own reality, memory, perceptions, or even your own sanity. Now keep in mind, there are times where people in your life may unintentionally gaslight you because they're not really sure of themselves in a certain situation, or might even do it as a joke to fuck with you. So not every case of gaslighting is necessarily a reason as to why you shouldn't date a woman who might have done this. However, a woman who does this habitually, like without a second thought, oh yeah, she gotta go, buddy. Dudes who don't really have a solid confidence about them as yet typically don't stand a chance against a woman who has mastered this form of manipulation. If you let them, they will have you thinking you tweaking about some shit you may have valid reasons to believe. For instance, you peep that she is coming home at unusual times or seeing screens text on her phone from Taco Bell. You manage to confront her about it, but then she somehow convinces you that there's nothing going on and that you're just insecure and all that. And that's the trap, bro. I'm sure some of y'all know this play, man. This low-key a classic too. But then we have the narcissist. And no, I'm not talking about the woman with diagnosed NPD. I'm talking about the ones with high narcissistic tendencies. The type that be knowing that they dead wrong, but they do it anyway for the love of the game. Now, a narcissist is a person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. That said, detrimentally narcissistic women usually have no issue with leaving you with your cheeks out if and when things get tough with money, physical health, or mental health, bro. She's more likely to be worried about that promise you made last week to get her them boho braids did, bro. She needs you to stop worrying about shit and binge the new season of Love Island with her while doing nothing meaningful to help out. Everything revolves around her. Your problems? Nigga, your problems. Your struggles? Just do better, bro.
And hurry up, my favorite show on again.
And there's genuinely no telling her to chill about it either. No matter what the fuck you going through. Even if it means you gotta live in your car next month. Safe to say that this kind of lady is not a team player and not a real partner, bro. And you honestly shouldn't be surprised if she go hit up another nigga to get what she want. And blame you for having to do it. Because
if he really wanted to, he would.
Then she gonna be trying to go through your phone and try to manage who you talk to. So to sum it all up, she's gonna try to control who you talk to, deflect issues that you try to bring up, and anything that she can't deflect, she just took accountability like it was a damn job application and she watches my videos. Now, some early signs that will help you identify this type of girl before y'all even get that deep is love bombing, inconsistency, and they usually try to rush you into a relationship with them. So watch out for that shit, man. The last manipulator variant are the guilt trippers. Guilt tripping is basically manipulation on a emotional level. This one's just straight up gonna make you feel like a bad person until you fold. These are the type when asking for something, instead of saying, I want you to do this, she gonna say, wow, I guess you just don't care about me like that. Like, nigga, I ain't gonna lie, edit that out, bro. Now all of a sudden it's not even about what the hell she was asking for, it's about you proving that you're not a trash boyfriend. They literally weaponize emotions, bro. They don't gotta gaslight you, they don't gotta crash out, they just get quiet, act disappointed, fuck the vibe up, and now you uncomfortable. And you start doing things you didn't even want to do just to try to keep the peace. This is the type to hit you with,
after everything I've done for you.
Because they like to keep score of favors low-key, so they could later use it as leverage against you. Have you feeling like you owe her something when that's not really what a relationship is about, my nigga? Like you could address a valid issue and the next thing you know she's crying or making you feel like you misunderstood her. And now your ass apologizing for something she did.
The hell you
Could have had a simple conversation about the situation, but now you're confused because this bitch wanna age regress and shit. And she's gonna make you responsible for her feelings to the point where everything becomes, you made me feel like this, or if you cared, you wouldn't do that. So now any boundaries you try to set is cooked because boundaries basically equals you hurting her. And eventually you just stop saying no altogether, guy. This raps. And she gonna make sure you notice too. Yeah, nigga, dry text, red energy, acting standoffish, silently forcing you to fix something you don't even understand because she not finna just talk like a normal person. Of course, no real nigga wanna see that girl cry, feel sad or unseen, even if we don't know what the fuck going on with her ass. Sometimes women are just emotional like that. But with a guilt tripper, eventually she will change how you think. You start to feel guilty for getting the last bit of lemonade out the jug. You over-explain yourself for little shit. It feels like you walking on eggshells, and you slowly feel your back caving in because she done took your spine, gang. Whole time you not even the problem. To be honest, I thought a gaslighter might be the worst out the sponge, but based on how a guilt tripper don't even try to control you directly and just have you gradually hand over control to her, yeah bro, it's GG's. As soon as you see a girl start moving like this, it's time to dip, gang. Trust. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say for this video. If you or someone you know had an experience with either one of these types of women, drop it in the comments to spread the message, bro. I hope this helped you niggas narrow down and lock in on a girl that might actually be worth your time. And avoid all these red flags that might show up when y'all out hooping.
Dear basketball.
If you want me to make more of these videos, then like, comment, and subscribe, or I'm feeding you twerking tarantula tibias, little bro. I'm out of here.